also love the CTL like I do. I don't know. Do you have as a Protoss, what is your mindset when you come into this map?
God, this map is great. I love this map. I actually, like you just said, I just played All In Boo on this map. And what I noticed throughout my practice, I'm a Protoss, he's the Zerg, so I'm Sin Prime in this situation, he can be Quali, is that you can hide pylons in a lot of different areas, such as here or here, and it's very hard for the Zerg to scout.
Mm,
So it's very good for Zealot Rumby's late game, or even mid game for that matter, just to pull the army either way until you get that perfect maxed out Protoss army. Because pretty much any maxed out Protoss army is perfect.
yeah, but I mean, we what were the spawns in your game?
I believe we were cross spawn. This is
This
probably
is
my
this is
least
not,
favorite.
yeah, this isn't cross spawn here. This is and the webcam's being set up
Oh,
as we speak. Um,
we need player intros. Totally forgot about that.
Player
Good job.
intros, that's a thing. Spawning in the sorry, we're so busy stuffing our faces. But we won't eat on cast because we're not like a Padula cough, shots fired. Spawning in the bottom right position, the pink Zerg representing Team Unrivaled, it is Kuali.
And in the bottom left, the fearless Protoss from Outset, it is Sin Prime.
I literally just realized that the webcams were on. I I forgot that that was a thing. I never have them on when we're in a game, so I thought I was free to be tacky and eat. I got called out. All 11 viewers gonna know forever. My shame. Um,
Hey man, no shame, no shame.
we out here trying to survive. Um, all right, so like we said, the Protoss cheese withstanding is trying to get that legendary perfect comp here, and the spawns are close. So while Zerg might be favored in by having some breathing room in certain matchups like ZVZ sometimes and ZVT, I think if Koali maybe goes for some kind of early pressure or timing attack, these spawns will actually favor him. Do you have an do you have any opinion on that? Like the fact that these spawns are actually favoring the Zerg player a little here?
From what I know, okay, that was actually a big thing that just happened. Koali is soon going to find out that Sim Prime Gateway expanded. If you Gateway expand and they don't rush out a Zealot, a Mothership Core, and a Stalker, you can
Yeah.
actually get a nice 3 base out. The problem is it's saturating those bases. The Protoss usually wants to do some damage so the Zerg can't just, drone up to 72 drones, build a ridiculous army super quick, and just go roll over the Protoss.
Yeah.
So Sim Prime notifying this, gonna just cover the third base a little bit, make sure nothing funky's going on. But Kowali is actually taking the base closer to Sim Prime. Oh, nope. Okay, he changed his mind. That would
Yeah.
have, to me, indicated some aggression because
He
he would have just
he
creep spread and then run
Yeah,
in.
he scouts. Both players now aware of the spawn of the other, so they're going to adjust their play accordingly. And as you said, Koali is going to take his third hatch a little bit further away. And obviously, this isn't necessarily a tell, but that hatch is rather soonish, the third hatch. And he could have stayed on two, built up a force, and then gone into some kind of roachling all in timing attack. So that at this point is excluded. So that's a notable tell. So the Protoss maybe not going to get as punished as he could for this arguably kind of, I mean, it's safe-ish, but like it's not gonna hold a wall of Zerg like a roachling all in. So I don't think we're gonna see that here. Definitely something we could have seen because that's incredibly potent on the a map like this and a spawn like this, wherein the Zerg player does not have to go terribly far with those slow roaches.
Great scouting by Kowali. He's going to see the very fast Robo facility. He might just think, oh, it's going to be like Mortal Sentries. It's actually going to be a Warp Prism. We may just, I don't know, if 2 gates, a Warp Prism, that's
Cheeky.
kind of unheard of because you
Yeah.
can't do too much with 2 gates. Usually you want to load up 4 sentries, send the warp prism over, force field the ramp, and maybe you can take out a hatch, maybe you can kill some drones, kill the queen, maybe even get the spawning pool.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what he's planning to do. Loses both Zerglings, doesn't get a probe. Good control by Sim Prime not letting that happen. And what also he saw was that there was only one gas taken.
Yeah.
So I would
And
expect
the
a huge influx of gates very, very soon.
yeah, and Quali perhaps reading into this situation, drops Evo Chamber, drops Roach Warren. Quali sometimes favoring a little bit more of a Ling Hydra style, but as I'm reading this with the three gases, the Evo Chamber pumping melee, I think that we're gonna see some Roach Ling aggression, and he's gonna try to take advantage of the fact that this Protoss player is kind of a little bit delayed here in terms of getting up units to defend.
These were the
So
proxy pylons I was talking about. It's hard for Quali to cover every single surrounding of this map. There's just so many different pathways. So my guess is he's actually going to drop these he's going to drop these immortals in the natural while hitting with a couple zealots at his third. I would really, really like to see that. Speed is almost done, 20 seconds away from being done, so it's going to hit a little bit before this. But the Warp Prism might actually be spotted by the
it's
Zerglings.
going to be spotted. Absolutely. I'm
go.
looking at his vision. Yeah, he spots it. He spots it. It follows a path directly across his units.
Oh, now
There's
goes
no way.
over the overlord.
And he sees it now. Absolutely. Responding. So, we're going to see if Legacy of the Void came early here. And it begins. The
Is there any
shenanigans.
sentries? Nope, just zealots. This is actually a fearsome attack. Great control by Quali, trying to take out that Warp Prism right away. He really needs to get rid of that so he can stop the Immortal Micro. He does have roaches out, so these zealots should go down relatively easily. And oh my god, just great control from Quali.
Decent roach.
Microing like a
Roach
boss.
is getting those, yeah. Does pick up that Wounded Immortal. That's significant, but this attack, as it stands right now, was pretty well rebuffed, so...
And Sim Prime is almost 50 supply, is 50 supply down.
Yeah,
And all
that
he
was
has
a
is
big
those two
investment.
Immortals. Oh no.
Roach speed and +1 finishing. I think he's going to continue to try and break the Zerg here.
Great control by Sim Prime. Doesn't want to lose an Immortal. That Immortal is at very, very low health. Oh, he doesn't
Yeah.
want to move that Immortal too far away, or else he can't pick it up with the Warp Prism.
Legacy of the Void, man. Not today.
Oh man, look at the amount
Oh, wow.
of roaches.
He needs to be attacking with all of these roaches right now. I think he's I don't know what's happening. I think he thinks the threat has ceased, but he needs to pull these units back and start using those roaches to attack this. Either that or send those across the map.
I think Kowali should really try to get either more Queens or just get Hydras. He needs to take out that Warp Prism.
I don't
I'd really
think
like to see that Queen focus it down.
I think that he's gonna hold this, and I think that he's gonna get some static D, continue to macro behind this, and I think he's gonna be just fine.
Sim Prime, though, in a little bit of trouble. Just getting his third, just getting his robotics facilities. Could have gotten those a little bit sooner. Meanwhile, Kowali's sitting pretty. Oh no, Kowali's only at 47 drones. He seriously cut some drones right there.
Yeah, absolutely. For that
Can he get
defense.
the Queen? Does get the Queen. That's pretty nice. Oh, he does have another Queen at his third.
He's getting more mileage out of this than I expected, considering it had been rebuffed. Quali.
Oh, the Spore! Oh no, he dropped the low health Immortal. That was a devastating loss for Sim Prime. He's in
That
big
was-
trouble.
that
There's
was
no way he can hold this
incredibly-
third.
Yeah, incredibly fortunate that that spore finished when it did, because Quali's forces were out on the map.
Ooh, sentries in the back line. That's never good. Get him. Yeah, he's just going to clean up this third. While Quali takes the fourth, Sim Prime's in a bit of trouble here.
Are we gonna cancel? Does come out.
All right.
Oh, those sentries are sleeping on the job. Some vision. Okay.
There's just so many roaches here.
one
He needs a
roach
photon
hit.
charge.
One roach hit from death on that sentry. Oh, it will not matter. Focuses down the buildings. And the
Good
GG is
game.
called.
Good
So
attack
good
by
on.
Sim Prime though.
Yeah, that was a solid attack, but I think that Koali just he might have been familiar with it, seeing what he saw the Robo whirring, and was like, well, I expect some kind of a warp aggression here off the back of that vessel. So defended well, held macroed okay off the back of it. Didn't lose a hatch or anything like that. Obviously the drones are behind, but what are you going to do in a crisis situation like that? Not make drones. So I mean, GG well played to both, and Quali takes game one.
Good job.
Anything
Sim
you
Prime.
think that the protest player could have maybe done a little better, or do you think it was basically a build order counter?
If we look back, he actually could have gotten his third up much sooner, and he could have gotten Colossus up much sooner. I think if he had two Colossus and a little bit more sentries with some Zealots and Stalkers to tank, he maybe could have held that off. I'm not sure though, because again, it was a great hold by Koali.
Yeah.
So let's see. Now we are on Coda, small map. It's, I think, the smallest. It's either Coda or Echo. So let's see what Sim Prime has up its sleeves for this.
Yep. I'm excited.
This would be a very good map to do the to do if you do a gateway opening. Do the Zealot, maybe either Zealot Mothership Core or Zealot or Zealot Stalker Mothership Core aggression. If Koali plays greedy.
Yeah. I think I don't know. The protest player might double down on his aggression or decide to hang back. So I don't know. I don't know what his mindset is as a player. I'm not terribly familiar with him.
All right, and we're hopping into the game. I think Sim Prime does like to macro versus Zerg. That seemed a little all-in-ish, but not too much. Again, I think he could have teched a little bit better back at home.
Yeah.
But let's introduce the players. So,
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the liberty of switching it up. Spawning in the top left position, the blue Protoss. I love blue Protoss. It's very pretty. Representing Outset Gaming, it is going to be Sin Prime.
and in the bottom right, the Stefano Color Zerg from Team UR, recently made Masters. It is Koali, or Koali, however you want to say his name. He's told me like 9 different times, and he's always like, "Nah, it doesn't really matter. Call me whatever you want."
I always just say Koali for the koala. That said, it is a play on Muhammad Ali and a KO as well. So super, super, super cool of him. Anyway, um, initial pylon in the base, position to deny the ramp. So I don't think we're gonna see any kind of super crazy stuff from the Protoss, like a 2 gate proxy or something silly. So
Nope, just a regular gateway expand. Could see
yep,
some gateway pressure on this map again. It's short distance. I don't think he'll try the same strategy again. I mean, Koali was able to identify that pretty early, and he
yeah,
just knew exactly how to hold it. I wish he got the spurs up maybe a little bit sooner, but and we see
yeah.
Koali playing safe with a 15 pool. Very center play. Just one gas, not two. Two would usually indicate some kind of tech aggression, but we're probably just going to see a 1 gate expand.
Probably. Uh, Cameras have been fixed, so okay.
So
On
it's
the
good.
stream, they were. Your face was me typing, "Is it okay?" or something like that. Like when we were stuffing our faces before the cast began, we were like, "Can we talk?" I don't know. I'm just kind of stuffing my face. All right, so
They were bound to
oh
find out eventually.
yeah, so Overlord does head in, does spot the cyber constructing without being reciprocally scouted itself. So that's a good situation for without providing it. I mean, obviously, 2 player map, they know the spawns, but okay. Looking for the Nexus. Gonna see this Nexus timing. Obviously important for him. Sin Prime seeding that knowledge. What's he gonna do? Shoot up with the probe? It is what it is.
Sim Prime just got a good scout himself. He just scouted no gas.
Yeah.
So still okay. There's the second gas. That's what I was looking for. But just pretty standard build, safe build from Koali. Sending Zerglings all across the map, making sure there's no proxy pylons
Proxies.
anywhere.
Yep.
And he's gonna grab his third. Early Stalker this game. That's gonna be better for denying scouting.
So I'm gonna hold my opinion on what Quali's doing, because I as a shitty Zerg player with a decent Zerg player on his team, I often turn to Koali for basically advice and game knowledge and stuff like that. And one of the things he told me about ZVP is he likes to do Ling Hydra timing attacks, and this so far looks to be a setup for that. So if we see him take double gas at 36-ish, like around now-ish, he might be, yeah, he might be
Yo,
gearing up.
great call.
Yeah, great call. No, I have that Nostradamus sick calling ability in my
He
last.
just dropped down a Roach Warren.
Did
Might
he?
see early roaches. He might be scared of early gateway pressure.
There we go. That might just be a security roach warren. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. He
Don't really know what Sim Prime's up to yet. He hasn't dropped any tech structures such as the
No.
Robo Twilight or Stargate.
He's just macroing up right now. Getting probes, chilling out.
Oh, he actually doesn't know about Quali's third base. He probably assumes it, but I mean that can get scary. What if Quali just came in with a 2-base all in? Sim Prime's just not ready for it. No way. This fast of a third? You can't take a third this fast, can you? And he dropped the Roach Warren. If there's any way Koali scouts this,
He
Sim
has an
Prime's just gonna roll their
overlord.
herd.
Yeah, he has an overlord in position over where his next expansion would be. Yeah, and he's trying to deny. He's denying this very aggressively with these sentries. These sentries are way out of position, so that might read as a red flag to Quali. That these
Quali-
sentries are so far from the wall.
Well, he's already starting his Roach influx.
Yeah.
Usually you see a Zerg fully saturated at this point. Maybe his Zerg sense is just tingling. He's like, man, I need to get some roaches out and put on some pressure. Which is going to be great. There is a lot of sentries here. It's just sentries versus roach. I don't care how good you think force fields is. Sentries don't do a lot of damage versus roaches. You got +1 armor. Sentries only do 6 damage anyway.
He does, our protest player does spot these roaches. So he is aware that there is potential for some aggression coming. Speed being started. I think that we might very well see some kind of pressure from the Zerg here.
Quali needs to go now, though. Sim Prime will have enough to stop this. He'll have the Mothership Core. He'll have a good amount of sentries. Just dropping down his robotics facility, that may be a little bit late. He just needs like 1 or 2 Immortals to hold off a big Roach attack. But Koali's just building a ton of drones now. Oh! Koali definitely expected some pressure. He definitely expected some pressure. He has no idea the third base is here. Oh, now he does. But, oh, that's why he was sitting back so much.
Yeah. We may see him do some cheeky Nidus play. He does a lot of Nidus play. I don't think as much in ZVP, but as ZVT, but it's definitely an option. He has his Overlord completely in position for vision of that main base.
Sim Prime does not have vision there. We see an early Twilight Council too. That may just be to get +2 armor, +2 attack. But both players just sitting back. Ooh, tunneling claws. Okay, that's what we're gonna see, which is nice because usually you get an observer before the immortal, and if you don't, you kind of forget about it. So this could actually work out as long as Sim Prime doesn't build a cannon at the front of his natural.
Floating a good deal of income here. What are they saving for?
Well, they just have such low gas. Okay, and we're
Yeah,
gonna see some blink. That'll be pretty good just first per roach. Just
yeah,
Boogstalkers and Immortals.
absolutely. Income right now, still favoring Koali, but it's gonna swing towards the Protoss here shortly if he's able to saturate this base. This Phoenix, hallucinated Phoenix, observing these roaches. That's a big flood of units coming from the Zerg player. He's moving, this probe is, gonna be seen on left side. Probe moving down, trying to find probably a proxy pylon, is gonna be seen by this, Overlord and this Overlord here. So probably going to be aware of the proxy. However, we see the Zerg player moving in now towards this undefended natural. Oh, that's big. Photon overcharge going down. Quali going to try and snipe this natural. Okay, immediate damage already being done. Protoss units out of position here. Trying to find some good force fields, but Koali is just going to walk up the ramp, deny these units, and he's just going to try and do some damage in the main while denying this Protoss army the good engage that it needs. Takes out natural, getting tech structures, focusing the Whirring Forge. That's a good pickup. He's just getting as much damage done here as he can. Wow. Roaches